According to the U.S. National Park Service, in 2022, 312 million people visited national parks in the United States. 312 million people. That's a lot of people. You know, the population of the United States is 336 million people. So essentially, almost as many people as live in the United States visited national parks in 2022. Now, those people came from around the world. They weren't just from the United States. But when you consider that figure, well, I think it's astounding. It's a lot of people. And what is it that people do when they go to national parks? Well, they're there for recreation, but there must be something that draws them, something that is important about being in wide open space, in a place that's natural, that is in some way wild and untouched. And that's what I want to talk about today. And as I do, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel as well as to click the bell so you're notified of future videos. Visiting a national park, it's considered recreation, but there are lots of other kinds of recreation. There's going to an amusement park, reading a book, playing a board game, playing sports. Those are all forms of recreation. But there's something unique about going to wide open spaces, to the great outdoors. And that's what national parks are all about. There's something that strikes our core, that reverberates within us when we visit a national park. It's not just recreation, but I think it's also recreation. Naturalist John Muir in the 19th century was someone who understood this. One of the things he said about being in wide open spaces was that everyone needs beauty as well as bread. Places to play in and pray in, where nature may heal and give strength to body and soul. See, it's about recreation, healing and strength for body and soul, getting in touch with something that's deep within us, that causes us to experience life in a new way. And there's something about being in the great outdoors, in open space, that does this for us. Many spiritual traditions understood this, and they built it into their practices. We sometimes think that spiritual practice is just about doing things like praying and meditation. But when we look at Eastern practices, many of them were about getting in touch with nature, with the energy of nature. We find this in yoga, we find it in Tai Chi, we find it in Qigong, representing Hinduism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Particularly with Tai Chi and Qigong, all of the motions, all of the movements represent different animals. We think in the West that they're just exercises and stretching, but these movements are meant to imitate something in nature, and they're to be done in the morning, outdoors with the sunrise, getting up early and imbibing that energy of the sun, imitating nature in a way to renew our energy. The Qi in Tai Chi and Qigong, that's the word for energy. It's the energy that runs through our body, that runs through the universe in this Eastern understanding. So these practices are meant to restore us to energy. We know from current research being done in psychology, particularly by psychologist Dr. Kelter, in his book, Awe, The New Science of Everyday Wonder, that experiences of awe, including those experienced in nature and wide open spaces, are part of this healing, recreational dynamic of life that bring us to greater well-being. Kelter describes awe as the feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends our current understanding of the world around us. It draws us beyond ourselves and helps us find a connection with something vast and wide and large. And in doing so, enables us to see ourselves in new ways and the world and people around us in new ways. And that's precisely what the experience of awe and being in nature really enable us to do. So as we move in the Northern Hemisphere into the summer months, I want to encourage you to support your growth, your wholeness, your well-being, and your spiritual life by taking time in the great outdoors to be out and appreciate the beauty of nature, the wildness of nature, and find yourself at home in a beautiful place where you play and you pray and heal and find strength for your body and soul. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it with others, leave me some comments, and know that I appreciate your time on Spirituality Beyond Borders. Have a great day.